everyone! My name is Mark, and welcome to the first of a series that I'm going to do that is Final Girl. I'm going to start off by playing against the Big Bad Wolf using Red, Little Red Riding Hood, in the Storybook Woods. Now this is also one of the scenarios, and it is the Once Upon a Time scenario. And I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to assume for this that everybody knows how to play or is going to gather how to play as I am playing this. I will not do a tutorial on this, but we're just going to jump right into it. If I did a tutorial, it would make it really long. So, once upon a time, Red was screaming loudly and perpetually. She was flying through some strange wormhole or something. It looked like those hyperspeed tunnels from one of those sci-fi shows, just hurtling through space. Her last memory diving into a dumpster to avoid the bullets, or the bullies that were chasing her. Then something came into view, and her body was flying uncontrollably toward what looked like a bed of flowers. She only let herself be confused for a moment as she prepared herself for death. Her body slammed into the flowers, but instead of becoming mush, it felt as though she had landed on the softest pillow ever created. She stood up in a strange new land. A fairy buzzed by her head, leaving a trail of sparkling dust. Where am I? Red pondered. So for the setup for this game of Once Upon a Time, we are using Red as the final girl. The setup is the picnic setup, and so I have already done that. The villain or the killer goes right here, which is the Big Bad Wolf. Actually, I'm going to show these to you right here. The Big Bad Wolf, hopefully you can see that, is going right there. Red, hopefully that shows, is going right here. That is according to this picnic setup. And then we have a bunch of victims out there. We have the item. It says to remove the item Red Cape from the item deck and then construct the decks as normal. And then we start the game with the Red Cape. We will set up the event deck as normal, but we start with the Travelers event, which I have already made use of that as well, which says to place 2 new victims in the Dell, which is our starting location, 2 new victims in the Meadow, which is over here, and 2 new victims in the Clearing, which is over here, which means there are 4 here and 4 there. So that is the setup for that, and then for the events. And then the Terror cards I have already set up and shuffled, as this says, and the Dark Power and the finale are Ravenous Hunger and Thrill of the Hunt, respectively. And then Red starts the game with the Red Cape item. So, that is the scenario for this particular setup. I'll put that off to the side because I will not need that. Now, we get to just jump right into this. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. Oh, also, this is my 3rd time playing this game. The first time I played it at Dice Tower West, there is a short on our channel of that, and it was a blast. And so we got Final Girl Series 2, and I played a trial game using Gretel, actually, in this exact same setup. Well, not the exact same setup. I used the Storybook Woods and the Big Bad Wolf, but I did a randomized setup, and that one I won, but I'm going to count that as just a trial game. I'm going to do everything on here with you guys so that we all get the full experience. Meaning, if I win this game, we will open up this envelope that is for Red, which is awesome. But here we go. We are going to start the game with action phase, play action cards. Now, I've been informed reliably that the first thing you always want to do is focus. So we'll go ahead and focus right off the bat. As you can see here, we start, oh, I did forget one thing. Hold on. we need to figure out our final health for each of us. So I have randomized the final health markers here. And I'll pick one at random for the big bad wolf. And actually, I'm gonna show it to you guys. So I can't see that. Actually, I'm gonna do this. You can see what's on the bottom of there. And we will put that there. And I'm gonna pick this one for red. And I'm not gonna look at that either. So you can hopefully see what that is, okay? And that will go right there. Now you know whether I'm going to survive more hits than just the 5. And also, you know whether the big bad wolf is going to survive more hits than just the 9. And these are left over just in case. Okay, now we are going to focus. We start with a terror of 5. And that gives me 2 dice to roll. And I have 6 time. So focusing right off the bat, we're gonna roll here, and I got a 0. So we lose 2 time for that. That is a bummer. Get another drink of water and some tea here. Nice warm tea. Okay, well, that was not useful, so I'm actually just gonna go ahead and play the second focus right off the bat. Bam. Yep, we're just gonna go for it. And we got 1 star, which is nice. So we're going to lose 1 more time, but this goes down. The terror goes down 1. Okay, now we have 3 time, and I'd like to do some walking. There's no reason to do a short rest or a weak attack, so I'm not going to worry about those. I'd like to do some walking and maybe even rescue somebody, so let's do that. Let's go ahead and walk once. And we got a single star, so we're going to move up to 1 space. And as much as I would like to grab this victim and bring them with me, I'm not going to. I'm going to move here, taking 2 victims with me. And we're going to, oh, and then I move this down 1. And we're going to end the action phase with that and do some planning now. So I only have 2 time, so I could pick any one of these, or 2 of these. And I think we'll go ahead and take 2 of the close call cards. I can potentially use these in the future for discarding in case I roll that. So that's gonna go down to 0, and I'm gonna be done. So now we have the, then we return these cards to the tableau. They are just gonna go to the 0 cost right there. And I'm gonna put these in my play area. Okay, so then we have the killer phase, resolve the killer action. So if we have this symbol going on, because the big bad wolf starts off in hunt mode. And so it is hunt mode currently. So it is going to target the closest person. And I have forgotten how to break that tie. I believe it is to the most. Let's go ahead and check that. As I said, this is one of my first playthroughs. This is my 3rd playthrough, in fact. So the killer phase, targeting. So the closest, if there is a tie, the group that has the most victims. Okay. So this space, this space, this space, and this space are all next to there. So he's going to move up to 3 spaces to the closest victim, which is either of these 2 spaces, and this space has the most. So he is going to move right there. And that is all that he does. So then we have the panic phase. There was no victim killed this round. So then we go to the upkeep phase. So we will reveal the finale, but we still have terror cards. And then, oh, it doesn't say on here. Oh, well, that's all right. We're going to reveal, no, a terror card, excuse me. The terror card is during the killer phase. So draw a terror card. I'll huff and I'll puff. So he is still in the hunt phase, so he is going to target the closest victim, which he's in that space, so he doesn't move at all, and then we have to move the terror up twice. That's terrible. It's a good thing I got focus on that. Okay, and that is all there. So now we have the panic phase, which nothing happens, and then the upkeep phase, I can rearrange items, and then I reveal the finale if there are no tarot cards left. That isn't a thing, so we are going to the action phase. So, I guess really the only thing I can do at the moment is walk. So we're just gonna go ahead and walk then. I'll take this. Oh, I forgot to reset time to 6. Yes, okay. We're gonna walk. We got 1 star, so we can move up to 1 space. So I'll go ahead and take 2 with me, and we're going to go to this exit. And then I use 1 time. So I rescued 2 people. We're gonna go ahead and put those on here. And I had forgotten to look at these item cards. So let's see what these item cards are, because I could take any top item card potentially, or I could take an action card with a maximum of 2 time, or I could move up to 2 spaces. And maybe I even wanna do that. Well, let's look at these first. So we have a pitchfork, which will do 1 damage at melee range, but it takes two hands to do, and I can discard it at any time to prevent all damage from a single attack. Well, we have chicken bones. If it can trick a witch, it must be good for other predators. So it has 3 uses, and it says to spend 1 time to place a chicken bones token in your space. If an enemy enters a space with chicken bones, discard this token and deal 1 damage to the enemy. Okay, that's useful. Then we have the slingshot, which only has 2 uses, which is too bad, but it has 1 range and it also deals 2 damage. So it cannot modify an action and must be used without 1. It can only be used once per round. And do not discard the slingshot after 2 uses. You may remove a search card in your hand to replenish. Oh, I'm definitely taking this. So we are going to use the slingshot, and it is a 2-handed item. So I'm using that right there. And then maybe I will move up to 2 spaces. I think I will. I'm gonna do that to move up to 2 spaces, and we're gonna go 1, 2, right to here. So I can hopefully start moving some more victims out of the way. Okay, so that was the walk action. And now I have a bunch of other stuff that isn't really helpful because I can't attack right now. He's not there, and I'm at full health, so this would be useless. And these are not super helpful. So we're going to finish the action phase, and we're going to move on to the planning phase. So I'm going to purchase cards. First, we're going to purchase, obviously, the 0 cost. These will go back into the hand. And then I have 5 that I can potentially use. So let's get a distraction, because I've got a problem here with the horror. Or the terror. I think that's terror. I might be using the wrong word here. See, horror. It is horror. Okay, so I'm going to buy a distraction for 1, 2, 3, and then I have 2 left. So let's take search, since that would be useful for the slingshot here. Actually, no. We're going to take sprint, because we're doing a bunch of moving around. Okay, so sprint, we have, that costs 2 more. That'll go down to there. I've finished purchasing, so we're going to reset the time to 6 and return this to there. And now it is the killer's phase. So we're going to resolve the killer action. Again, it's just going to stay there. And then we draw a terror card. So let's find out. The jaws that bite. If there are no victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror card. Well, there are. So we are going to do this. We have, oh boy, this is not going to be good. Okay, so he's going to target the nearest victim, move, increase the horror track. That is not good at all. and then increase bloodlust. So this goes up to here, which increases that again, which means it's going to increase bloodlust yet again, which means we are now revealing the dark power. Oh boy. All right, so when revealed, place the big bad wolf in the space with the most victims. All victims in that space are killed. Wow. Well, that is either the clearing here or the space that I am in. Now, ambiguity, I believe, is decided by, or ties are broken with ambiguity rules, which I'm going to, for the sake of, of keeping it random so that I don't make it too bad on myself, or should I just go with, tell me in the comments whether I should go with the worst thing, the most random thing, or the most thematic thing for future games. In this case, obviously the worst thing would be going there. Probably the most thematic thing would be the same thing. And then we have random. So, you know what? For this one, let's just go ahead and go with the worst, or the most thematic. The most thematic, the big bad wolf is gonna try and come over here. So, killing 4 victims, which is not good at all. Although having said that, the most thematic in this case may be like the closest. But regardless, we'll break that tie with the... Okay, so we have 4 dead victims. Oh boy. And so we have 1, 2 panic adjacent victims. So I'm gonna do this. So that's 2 of them, because each victim that dies increases bloodlust. So adjacent victims are going to panic. So this victim right here is going rolled a 1, is going to move over here. This victim rolls a 4, which it is going to move right there, along with us. Okay, so then here's the next one, which that stinks because that means 2 more bloodlust, since it's going to move up the horror. Oh, it's right there. The horror is going to move up 2 more times, which is 2 more bloodlust. So he's going to heal, but he can't. Then adjacent victims are going to panic again, which probably means the ones in the space as well. So I'm going to roll for this guy yet again. And that is a 3, so he's going to go right back to where he was. And that was, let's see. That was the 2 from that. Okay, and then this guy is going to die and go up here, which means this moves up again, it can. And so we have 1 more bloodlust, and then he cannot heal anymore yet again. So, wow, that escalated extremely quickly. 4 dead victims. Okay, that was the end of I'll Huff and I'll Puff. Wow. Okay, so that was draw a tarot card. If a victim was killed this turn, panic all victims in the killer space. So nobody is left in the killer's space because he already panicked. So then we have an upkeep phase. There are still tarot cards left. Back to the action phase. So we're gonna play some cards here. This is not good. Okay, first of all, I have to be away from the big bad wolf. Oh, and I forgot to give this ammo. Boop, boop. I have to be away from the big bad wolf in order to hit him with the slingshot. So, well, okay, you know what? We're gonna do this first because I really need to lower the horror level. So, because I have 1 die right now because we're at max horror. So we're gonna roll this. No matter what I roll, I can remove 1 horror. And most likely I'm gonna end up, yeah, I will only be able to remove 1 horror from this. Oh, of course. So I got a 0, which means either I can gain another horror to cost 2 time, or I can pay 4 time to to use up a horror. So I'm gonna pay 4 time and we're gonna move the horror there. Now we still have a problem because I am now out of time. So let's go ahead and focus. I get to roll 2 dice now. Man, this is not working out well. I'll die right away. Okay, so we got 1 star. So I get to move this down 1, but I do have to spend 1 time. Okay. What will be a good idea to do here? Let's go ahead and walk because I don't want to use up... Oh, that's a problem. No, it's not. Because if I end up losing miserably and I have to lose 2 time, then it just ends my action phase immediately, which isn't a problem because I'm pretty much out of actions anyway. Now, if I do focus, the same thing would happen. Well, I do know he's going to deal 3 damage to me because I'm wearing the red cape. Unless I move far enough away that victim is not there. So, man, this is a tough decision here. I'm gonna focus and hope for... Oh, I forgot to use the gruesome deaths. There's 4 people that died. Should we go back and do that? Yeah, let's go ahead and go back and do that. We have the Storybook Woods Gruesome Deaths. Now, this is from the series, the whole box that has everything in it. The word for it is failing me, but that's okay. So we have the Storybook Woods, and the Big Bad Wolf is 32 to 37. So page 32. Now, this is how these particular people died. These 4 people died because of I'll huff and I'll puff. Here we go. Suho drew his hood around his face tighter and tucked his hands into his pockets. The wind tore through him as he raced through the cold. He tried to move faster, but the howling winds pushed him back, the wall of air slowing down every step. Then, as if by magic, he was pushed from behind. He was so grateful for the sudden progress at first that he didn't notice he couldn't breathe. His face landed on the ground, and as the Big Bad Wolf tore at his back, his last thought was, at least it's warmer now. Oh no, that's horrible. That is a gruesome death right there. Oh boy. And all 4 of them got that. That's right, right? Oh no, excuse me, that was Ravenous Hunger. What am I thinking? Well, Ravenous Hunger. I'm sorry. Let's read this one instead. The Big Bad Wolf raced through the woods, searching, scenting for flesh to feast upon, bones to crack, and ahead it heard the sounds of life. Not a herd of deer, no. People. Softer flesh to feast upon. His tongue lolled to the side as he ran faster to join the gathering. Oh boy. Okay, so back to what we were doing here. I'm going to attempt to focus. So we're going to roll 2 dice because of that. Oh boy. That really stinks. Okay, but I'm going... Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to play Close Call right here to re-roll any 1 die or re-roll all dice for 2. Well, I can't do that, so I get to re-roll any 1 die. So I'm going to re-roll this one. And I could discard 4 cards to gain 2 stars. I think I might go ahead and do that. I have... Okay. I'm going to discard these 4 cards right here. We have Walk, Close Call, Short Rest, and Weak Attack. We're going to discard all 4 of those. Oops. 2 for each die, and we get 2 stars. We're going to reduce the horror level there and gain 2 time. That is very nice right there. Okay, so then I have 3 time in order to either sprint and or use focus. And the only thing I'll have for next round will excuse me, sorry, will be walk. So I think, yeah, you know what? I might just go ahead and use all of them. We're going to focus to start off with. Yeah, we're gonna focus. Oh, and I cannot discard 2 cards, so we just lose 2 time on that. That really stinks. Well, in that case, I'm gonna hold on to sprint for next turn. So I'm done playing action cards. I'm gonna purchase action. Oh, I only have 1 time left and I can't even buy that because I don't have it. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna sprint. We're just gonna do it. Sprinting is happening. And I got 2 zeros. Wow, that's horrible. Okay, so I do get to move up to 1 space. That's gonna be completely useless. That's okay, that's all right. We're moving there. And then I lose 1 health. And I lose 2 time, which ends the action phase immediately, but that doesn't matter because it was going to end anyway. Or I cannot move to do that and that, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so moving on. We are now in the planning phase. I can't purchase anything except for walk because I have no time left. Not that I was going to be able to anyway. So there's that, and then we reset the time to 6, and I will return all of these to where they came from. And distraction will go there, and close call will go there. And these all go right there. So the only card, the only action I will have on the next turn is walk, which is not great. Oh, except I forgot to use the slingshot. So I will go ahead and use the slingshot because it doesn't cost any time at all. We're going to say that I did that before I attempted sprinting. Yes. So we're going to use 1 of these. Slingshot cannot modify an action card, must be used without one, once per round. So this is my once per round use. And I'm dealing 2 damage because I'm 1 step away. So 2 damage to the big bad wolf. Okay. And that's it. All right, so, and we reset time to 6. We returned action cards to the tableau. Now it is the killer phase. We're going to resolve the killer action. So it is in kill mode, so it will move to the closest people right here. And then it is going to, 5 spaces by the way. Then it's going to deal 3 damage. And it deals 3 damage to me because I have, for targeting, if there's a tie between you and the victim, the killer will target you instead of the victim. So I'm going to take 3 damage, which brings us down to 1 health left. We are not in a good way. Okay, now we are going to draw a terror card. It's snarled with red glowing eyes. If there are no victims on the board, okay, we don't worry about that. It is now in kill mode, and it is going to deal 3 damage again to me because I am tied with a victim. So this might be the end of the game right here. I would have to take 3 damage, but I only have 1 health left. So I'm taking that 1 damage, and we are going to see if I am dead or if the game continues. Boom! I am dead. So I lose already. Oh no! Well, that's okay. That's my first attempt at this game for realsies. And there we go. The big bad wolf killed me. And let's see, I don't remember if there are gruesome deaths in here for the main character. Let's see, these are all terror, 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 terror. Nope. And then we have general deaths. So, and that's the intruders. So that is it. Oh, and I forgot to use this die. There's always this die that you can use, and that is the the desperate die. And once per game, you can use this, and it has a success on 5 of the 6 sides and an instant death on the 6th side. In any case, I didn't use that. It didn't matter because the death happened on the wolf's turn. So there you go. That is, I was not able to open this. So we'll see if that happens on a future game. Anyway, this was fun. I didn't get very far, but we will keep doing these because I'm really enjoying this and I hope you guys do too. So next time I'm going to do my favorite horror or Final Girl style movie is the Alien series. Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, kind of, etc. I mean, the first 2 were obviously the best. And then obviously you have the Prometheus, the prequels, and those are pretty good as well. But the first 2, Alien and Aliens, are my favorite of the horror genre. So next I'm going to play the Final Girl version of that, which is the Evomorph on the USS Conrad. And so we'll do that next. And then maybe I'll have you guys vote on this one for the one after that. And then I'll just keep doing that. What I have is Series 2. And so that includes the Evomorph, Organism, which I've been informed is the thing. Intruders, which is 3 baddies. The Big Bad Wolf here. And the Ratchet Lady. And then I also have zombies. So I'd like to do the zombies. I'd like to do at least all of those 5 first. And then if you guys want, we'll do the zombies later. And then the locations are the USS Conrad, Station 2891, Wingard Cottage, Storybook Woods here, and Wolf Asylum. Now again, each of those I'm gonna do in their original pairings first, but thereafter we'll just start kind of doing them at random. Or random pairings anyway. All right, and then there's a ton of Final Girls to choose from to play as well. So that is Final Girl. That is my first playthrough and my first loss. So there we go. I'll see you next time. Have fun playing games. Bye-bye.